Hello,
All right.
this is Metal Grove Radio, and today I have James Vieco from Barcelona with me. He plays guitar and takes lead vocals for the band Saturna. The reason we're talking today is because I recently got to see Saturna at Yucca Tap Room in Tempe, and oh man, that was an amazing show. It was just so cool to see you guys on that tour and how's it going? How was the rest of the tour, James?
Oh yeah, so far so good. Like yeah, thanks for supporting us that day. That was our, if I remember correctly, the second gig of the tour. We came from Oceanside. We started the tour there, and yeah, I mean, we've been. It was a great adventure. Like we did like 7,000 kilometers, like 5 states, 12 cities. Two gigs had to be canceled though because of the ice storm that hit Texas. That was pretty wild,
That's
and
right.
we had to like cross Texas through ice for 10 hours. Like it was kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but it was great, and especially the final step, like getting to Vegas and playing for a packed venue. They totally loved our show. Jungi's been supporting us like for I don't know how many years now, like maybe almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a great adventure. The touring with Phantom Hound also was great. They're great people, and the tour could like sustain itself. So we ended up not losing anything. So and having two cancellations, that can be considered a success.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was talking to Jake from Phantom Hound. I had
Oh
him,
yeah,
yeah, on this. It was my first video, so this is my second video Zoom that I'm doing ever. So it's a learning experience, but yeah, it was cool to talk to him about your tour, and yeah, it was so good to meet you
yeah,
guys. Let's see, what else do I
yeah,
have here? Oh, okay. How about like the history of like Saturna, how you became involved, and you know, you guys, the band started in 2010, is that correct?
yeah. The band started like Rodrigo, which is the bass player of the band, is like the only original like founder, like member from that time, and he started the band. I think it's October 2010. So they recorded a couple of albums with a different lineup, and then they had the singer Patrick who left after recording Ignis, and then I had another band called Tears in Rain, which I was leading like for 10 years, also more like an alternative rock band,
What was it?
and we were always like, yeah,
What was it called?
sorry,
What was the name of the band you were in?
Tears
Tears
in
of Rain.
Rain.
Okay.
It is in rain. Yeah, like the Blade Runner monologue. So
Oh,
yeah, it is in rain. So yeah, Rodrigo saw me playing in Rock Sound, which was a venue that we used to have in Barcelona, and it was like our own CBGBs. Like all the bands passed through that venue, like small acts through the city, foreign acts, like all kinds of punk, metal, southern, whatever, heavy. So we were playing there, and he saw me and he offered me enter to sing in Saturna, because Patrick had left the building, and it just recorded that album, and that has been like something that keep happening, like kept happening through the years. Like a new member enter, recorded a new album, toured the last album, and then after before presenting the new album, he left. So
oh,
that happened with two guitar players. Like after the two guitar players that were already there left, like after I entered the band, we recorded together like Lost in Time. But I was only singing, I was just singing, and after the two guitar players left the same day, we had a new guy coming in, a guy which was involved in a band called Prisma Circus. I don't know if you ever heard of that. They were like psychedelic rock trio, and I started playing guitar at the same time. and from then on, always playing guitar, and we had two more guitar players, but now we're kind of stable with Max and Rick, which is the drummer. He's been also like a little before I entered the band, he entered the project, and he's been already like steady all these years. But particularly for this tour in the US, he couldn't come like for work availability reasons. So we brought Arturo, which is another friend that he's playing with me in another side project that I have called The Whisper. And yeah, we do covers together. We work a lot together and do like we are in charge of jam sessions and stuff. So it was pretty easy to like make it work with him for this special tour. But yeah, still like Enrique is the drummer from that same year, like 2013. Uh, we've been there, so we're not the founder members, but we
Yeah,
we are getting old being inside Saturna, no? So yeah,
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 yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, to see, a lot of bands go through that, but yeah, that's really cool to
yeah.
hear. Well,
Mostly, yeah. If you keep playing, you have to some at some point change lineups or whatever. It's normal.
yeah, yep, definitely. Well, I want to ask you, how did you get into music yourself, as a kid, growing up, like, what bands kind of influenced you and, how did you get into singing and, playing guitar and, music itself?
Yeah. Well, as weird as it sounds, like I started rapping when I was like kind of 14 or something like that. I just it was my first interest, like or try to produce anything like by myself. We were rapping with friends in school and stuff. We had to, our first like little bands and went to
Yeah.
freestyles and jam sessions and all that stuff. But it was a short period, like maybe for 2 years and something. And then with 17, I kind of started like later on. I just started to play one guitar that was on my Spanish guitar that was in my house from my brothers. I didn't use it, and then I was more like discovering punk rock was kind of my first thing.
Hmm.
So I was just learning like how to play these power chords and going on along with that
Yeah.
and trying to play emulate like Spanish punk rock bands like Escorbuto or whatever. And from them on, I kept playing and discovering a little more stuff until I went more like to the yeah, I discovered Hendrix and Zeppelin and all that stuff,
Yeah.
uh, and later on a lot of the 90s. So yeah, but before I was rapping and all that stuff, I wasn't going to do music or thinking about because I was skating a lot. But I used to love also these older like punk melodic punk rock bands like Offspring or No Effects or all that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
Well, that's cool because I mean, when you are interested in all different types, it really,
Oh,
gives your music,
yeah.
yeah, more of a complex feel and you can draw from more sources too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been like pretty eclectic. Still today, sometimes you don't discover that much music, but I even like keep like writing stuff in different lines. No, I parallel different like some like more like a southern flavor, some more is like more alternative, more kind of 90s, some is more like very heavy rock, like Saturn stuff. Or and when I listen to music, also, yeah, I've always like been like drinking from different sources. No, like maybe classical stuff, like whatever Chopin, or especially like yeah. Very like how you say romantic piano players like from the romantic era or yeah
Yeah.
I kind of love of all kinds of music and lately my last love in music which I became really addicted was like the Grateful Dead, which I became a deadhead during the pandemic.
Oh,
and
nice.
I still am, yeah. No, yeah, and I played that thing live also with other lineups in here, and I still love that music. It's kind of a culture in itself, but it has a great concept for me that we try to apply also in Saturna like this jam band concept a little
Yeah.
bit in. And I don't know if you noticed when we were playing, but we have these spaces where anything can happen, and kind of we fill it up, and some couple of jams in the gig that maybe can last 4 minutes, maybe it can last seven, but we're not a jam band in the concept, but we try to have that energy so every gig can be a little bit different to the others. No, I have a little spontaneously thing to it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. I grew up, on Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers,
Yeah.
and yeah, I totally felt that in your show too, and some of your music.
Okay. I'm glad you noticed.
You can see
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Allman Brothers
Yeah.
there, and I got some Zeppelin, and I got the Aqualung. So, um,
Along.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
All that stuff.
you guys were on
Yeah.
the
We
Redux, right?
sometimes base. Yeah, we base ourselves more maybe in this kind of records and music than other modern influences that are being the derivative from it. Like we think of like of this kind of openness sometimes when we write stuff. We always have that references, no, like any Black Sabbath, any flavor from whatever, no.
Yeah,
So yeah, we don't try to copy anything, but we have these flavors like very present, in our common tastes that we choose, especially for like having that balance that Saturna ends up
yeah.
being.
Yeah, I really like that you kind of have your own sound, but you have influences, you can hear them there,
You
but
can tell what we like, no? Yeah, you
yeah,
can.
yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, and that's why I really like you guys too, because I've been a fan of those bands, but you also have a little bit heavier, songs too
yeah,
sometimes.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure, because Saturna really comes more from like a doom background. When I entered the band, it was more like Rodrigo was a lot into that stuff, like very doomy,
yeah,
yeah, very, very grudgy, heavy, slow, riffy stuff.
yeah,
So, but I entered the band and I was like singing lyrics that I didn't write, and it was a different thing. And gradually, I think it's not only like me because different people like enter the band and put their own flavor to it, but I always felt when I entered the band that what I could what I could like put into that jar, it was a little more blues.
yeah.
So it's like keeping the heaviness, but don't for like making more how do you say it, making more like prominent, like the how do you say, like putting the black music back in,
Yeah,
something like that. Bringing back black music back into the thing,
yeah,
like bringing back the pentatonic scale, bringing back the bluesy flavor in a way,
yeah,
but it doesn't have to be. We kind of can be like more psychedelic, have more different progressions and stuff, but still, bringing more like Paul Rogers vibe, free, all that things that we also love, that you can find also in the Allman Brothers and all that stuff. Like, so it can be heavy, but it can be groovy and bluesy, So, and that's what and the lyrics also, they were more like another more like personal thing, which like the first singer was more into this kind of stories of whatever, like spells and magic and priestess and veils over, which I am spiritual in that, in a way,
yeah.
but I don't relate to many like specific this kind of tales that sounds like a whatever, like a tale. It's
Like a
just like you can be spiritual
fantasy.
lyrically.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't write like that kind of fantasy, but
yeah,
I can be trippy in a way, but conceptually, poetically. But it's more like I thought I could put like something like more honest to it, more like something more straight, like bluesy, like complaining, like someone did something to me, and I'm just saying out loud or
yeah.
whatever. So it's very, in that way, it's very more like a straight thing. And yeah, I guess like many years like past now, that this is more now the identity of the band that it ever was, because that was only for 2 or 3 years, and now it's been like another 12. So I guess that's what Saturna is about, no?
Yeah, definitely. And it's yeah, I think it, you know, connects a little bit more with, the audience too when you're, writing about your own things instead of something, yeah, fantasy. But it's all art and that's why,
It's a matter of taste. Like a lot of
yeah,
people like the other stuff. It's just it wasn't that natural to me. Like
yeah,
some be singing about the ritual in the mountain
yeah,
or whatever. Like, you know,
yeah, every
it
artist,
was.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, every artist is different. You have to put your own thing into it. Um,
Sure.
I wanted to ask you, what do you like? What are your besides music? What do you like to do? Hobbies? Do you like to watch sports, or what do you like to do when you're not doing music? You're like
I kind of do. I kind of do music all the
you're
time.
like all the time.
But I'm a little sick. No, no, but I like to swim. I like to
Okay.
swim. Yeah, I go to the pool and swim. I like to like have walks in the forest or in the city. Yeah, I like to go, but I like to go to jams. I like to go to other friends' concerts. I like to hang out. I like to
Yeah.
party also. I like to, but I really, I'm really focused. I'm doing this all day. I
Yeah.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
kind of doing this all day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Saturna has, a rich history. I actually, didn't really know much about you guys, but my friend Jake, I'm not sure if you met him at the show, but he's known about you guys, for quite a few years, and he was, sharing some of his favorite albums and different things, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was pretty cool to hear him. Sometime I think he might help me on the podcast because he actually has a little more knowledge, of the history of some of the bands that I do than I do. But let's see, what else do we have here? What are the future plans of Saturna?
We just recorded a new album. We are receiving the final masters. We
Okay.
are, still like kind of choosing between one version and the other, but yeah, it's kind of finished. Also the cover and stuff. So the plan, we it was supposed to be released like more like in April or May this year, but finally it's going to be a little bit delayed for the sake of like promoting it better and trying to arrange a proper tour for it. Maybe more in Europe now,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's going to be released like more maybe last September, first half of October,
Okay.
around that time. And yeah, we're going to be playing still a little bit, but very focused on like arranging the new repertoire,
Yeah.
new album. Yeah, for the live presentations, we have a couple of festivals this summer. Not that much. We're gonna play in Italy. The Never Ending Festival is called. It's a little island called Elba in Italy. Um, what what else? Yeah, we're gonna be recording also a studio live session.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but yeah, kind of with the singles that we're gonna put out, but
Yeah.
also recorded live so we can like promote the album version and the live version and stuff. So yeah, that's mainly what we are doing now. And what, you gotta do a video, you gotta do whatever, any support or a lyric video for another single,
Yeah.
or yeah, you
Yeah.
do all that stuff. New
Yeah.
pictures, so that stuff.
That's
New with a clean hair, not like this.
hey, at least you have
with
hair
with
stuff.
not that much
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but still like just just yeah, promoting the new stuff and try to arrange a proper tour. for the last months of the year, and but especially I guess it's going to be more like for 2027. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can't wait for you guys to come back, to the US. That was really cool that you guys got to do
We would
that.
like to. We would like to, like, but it's expensive for us to tour the
Yeah,
states, and it's kind of it's an adventure, but still it's not really, like, you can say profitable,
yeah,
but it's great in the ways of, like, we are meeting like great people like you, and doing contacts for further, like, different, like, for future experiences, but still is a thing that we have to, like,
build
just
up.
keep doing it. But
Yeah,
I don't see the problem of doing this once a year, But
yeah,
maybe for another time we would like to do it, like, not shorter, but everything closer, because this country is so big, man. It's
yeah,
it's so big that, yeah, you have to, like, drive all day and
yeah,
cross entire states, like, sometimes to play. Sometimes you play for 150, sometimes you play for 25 people. So it's kind of weird, that thing. Like, but still, in Europe can be the same. But maybe you can drive like 3 or 4 hours, and sometimes you are in a different country.
yeah,
And yeah, the states. Maybe I would like to do something more like in, you know, California, Arizona, Nevada. That corner.
yeah,
But I don't think it's necessary. Like, but it seems like there's a great scene there, but I don't think it's necessary to get to Houston. Like,
yeah,
maybe if you have a month,
yeah,
but the way that we did it, it was kind of crazy. I get that, the storm made it difficult to cancellations, less people in Austin. So I don't know, maybe in another time it would have been like really worthy, but I think that can be done in, like, in 2 or 3 states, and still, like, do like 10 gigs or 12 gigs, and it's just less driving and more
yeah.
playing.
Yeah, especially in California. Well, Arizona has a lot of venues too, but California has so many
Yeah.
venues. Yeah, so that you could just play. Yeah, just in California itself, there's so many. Yeah, but even
Oh, yeah, we
some,
can do it from north to south. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The
No,
Jake was saying how he's jealous of the East Coast bands because they can drive. The East Coast states are so
uh-huh.
much smaller that they can just drive, to different states so easy. But out here,
Yeah,
that's why you guys ran into that weather. And yeah, so the venues are a little bit farther apart in like Arizona. So yeah.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you taking the time and yeah, we'll have to do this again. Maybe as you get closer to another tour or, after your release or, whatever. This I appreciate it so much.
Sure, anytime.
Yeah, you guys were amazing, just super, super great show. And to see it at a small venue like that, you guys, I hope you get, some great success and, do have a great, trip out there, or, tour in Europe. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
I hope so. Thanks for the interest and for having the time, like, to have us and keep supporting, like, the bands. Like, we are already always fighting that hard to just make this happen, like, for the people who are interested. So
Yeah, yeah,
just keep rocking that. Keep rocking on.
definitely. I'm gonna tell everybody about you that I see because it's really good. All right, man. Well, yeah. Well, have a great day, and we'll do this again. Take care.
Same to you.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
Bye bye.